Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the upgraded tournament. If you haven't seen it, we know, most of us know this by now, but put a bunch of characters into a tournament. But the characters in this tournament have a theme to them. There's a reason it's called the upgraded tournament, right? So characters that are assist trophies and spirits, background characters, Mii costumes, Pokemon, something that could be upgraded to a playable character. That's what this whole tournament is about. So, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. There's a few rules to cover, but we'll get to that in just a second. So, yeah, I guess why am I wasting time? Let me just put up the rules right about now. All right, rule number 1, you got to be open-minded for this sort of tournament because, like I stated, you know, assist trophies and spirits and Mii costumes, those are the type of characters that are in this. So, if you think there's even a small possibility that there could be somebody upgraded to playable within the same Smash game, well then that's what this whole tournament is about. So yeah, you gotta be a little open-minded. Next rule though, you only get 1 vote per person. Please keep it fair that way, only 1 vote per person. Next rule, how do you vote though? Simple, down in the comments, type the name of the character you are voting for. And yes, I repeat, yes, you can vote for both by simply typing the word both. Totally fine, that's how you do it, it's all good. Otherwise, the rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. Once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual match, if there's a tie in the votes, we flip a coin on camera, fairest way to break a tie, and then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week. Simple rules, let's get to the rest of the video. Alright, so let's quickly run over the results from last week. We didn't have anything last week, but let's go over the results from the matchup that is due for results. And that matchup happens to be Hayachi from the Tekken series, who's taking on Elma from the Xenoblade franchise. And, I know this matchup happened before the Viridi leaks, which is kind of something. I thought about making a video on that, but I don't know if I want to. Basically, okay, here's the results. Hayachi ended up winning this one, 27 votes to just 18. Hayachi moves on to the 1 step further in the winner's bracket. Elma drops to the loser bracket, unfortunately. Still in it. She's still got a shot, but she's in the loser bracket now. But the whole Viridi thing. Viridi, if you don't know, he didn't necessarily hint at all that, he didn't hint at anything, but people are saying Viridi on Discord, by the way. Last I knew, Viridi did not have a Discord. So how are we getting this information through Discord? Don't know. That's kind of very sketchy right there. And he still hasn't even come out to say anything about it. But basically, he hinted that, he hinted that Hayachi was going to guest star in something. So Hayachi's kind of been a character that people have been talking a little bit more about as of late. But I don't know. I don't believe this new leak that Viridi is saying. Just, he wasn't in Discord. Whatever. I could make a video on that. I don't think I will. Anyway, congrats. Hayachi moves on. Unfortunately, Elma to the loser bracket. But speaking of the loser bracket, we are here now. So, whoever starts losing these games, these matches, they are eliminated. So, get your votes in. Make sure they count. So, what's the matchup today? Tails from the Sonic series. Yes, Tails is already in the loser bracket. That is very crazy. But this whole tournament so far, we've had some insane matches. But Tails' opponent, though, Viridi from the Kid Icraus series. So, let's do this, right? Tails and Beardy. So, I think Tails starts things off. Tails is a fan favorite. He did tremendously well in the Smash Ultimate, the Everyone Is Here tournament. Did tremendously well. Ton of votes. Went very far in the tournament. He's always done pretty well in... Once I started including Tails in some of the past tournaments, he's always done very well. I believe at one point he either finished second, or he was the top 4 at worst in one of the previous tournaments, which is... That is phenomenal to do. Top 4, I think it was a top 3, but definitely a top 4 spot. Pretty good. The fans want him. The whole Sonic situation, like, hey, Sonic definitely, that's a franchise that, come on, there's plenty of room for another rep from the Sonic series on the roster. But then again, you got to say, all right, Sonic series, right? Sega. Does Sega need another rep? Because, look, they own, technically, we got Sonic, Bayonetta, and then we just got, isn't Sega a part of, like, Atlas or whatever? So, kind of Persona, right? Or am I confusing that with something else? Anyway, does Sega, could they deserve another spot? Yeah. I think a lot of third parties, even ones that have multiple reps from multiple different franchises. You could always make a case they could get another character, but if we're going to focus solely on the Sonic series, we've done these points already many times. Yep, absolutely deserves another rep. Lots of familiar faces. Whoever you end up going with, they could be very fun, very, very recognizable. Now, this is something that I've been seeing a lot of people say. I could not find this. I could not find the actual quote, so I don't know if it was real. But apparently, Sakurai at some point in this year, 2020, said not to expect the huge third-party characters to be in the Fighters Pass. The second part, right? Volume 2. I can't find a quote on that. So, for me to expect a big third-party character, I don't know if... I need to find... Does anybody know what I'm talking about, first and foremost? Help me out here. Did Sakurai or did Nintendo actually make some sort of statement about there will not be as many big-time characters in this Fighters Pass? Which, if that's true, that kind of leads me to believe we might be getting a lot more first-party characters. Or if we do get third parties, it might be from, like, I'm not going to say lesser-known franchises, but, you know, maybe not AAA sort of franchises, if that makes sense. So, where does that put Tails and Sonic? I mean, unless, I don't want to say, like, Nintendo gets them at, like, a bargain, at, like, a discount, because it is Tails. Tails is in the game, after all. Mii costume came back, is a spirit, background character in the Sonic stage, so it's weird. I'm a little conflicted. I really want to find this report thing. I can't find it. Nobody will give me a source on this. I've been looking for it, and kind of driving me crazy for some reason. Like, if that was actually said, that kind of flips my whole stance on how I kind of would view this Fighters Pass. I don't know who to expect anymore, but Tails, nonetheless, fantastic fighter. We all know what Tails does. Great, he's a genius. You could do the feet on the ground, tail whips, spin dashes. He's got some inventions. Throw out some dummy rings. You could put him in one of his Tails mobiles. One of his inventions is his robots. Whatever you could put him in that and kind of do a Bowser Jr.-esque type of moveset. That could be kind of fun. But I think Tails has a lot of inventions where you can. I think he might work a lot better feet on the ground. Plus, you get the Tails copter. You get the Tails spinning. Look, the magic upper, I think he's got like a little boxing glove. Isn't that what the magic upper is? It's a weird name. But he's got a lot of really cool little inventions. And plus, feet, spin dash, tails, that sort of attacks. Physical attacks. It could be a very fun character. Very fun character. It's been somebody that, a lot of people wanted to see for a long time. Kind of harping back to the Melee with the April Fool's joke. Be really, really fun character to see, and plus we could finally have some very iconic duos matches. Mario Luigi taking on Sonic Tails. Link and Zelda taking on Sonic and Tails. Ryu Ken taking on Sonic and Tails. We get it, right? Be a very cool character, very fun, very dream sort of character, right? For a lot of dream scenarios you could finally play out. But what about Tails' opponent here? This is a interesting little character. Viridi, Kid Icraus, right? We know Sakurai's worked on Kid Icraus, the 3DS Uprising. He worked on that one, and then he went straight into Smash Wii 3DS, and then straight into Ultimate. So the guy's been working for quite a while without so much as like a legitimate break, right? So look, there's a lot of Kid Icraus content that's come into the game. We got Pit back in Brawl, and then Wii U 3DS we got Dark Pit and Palutena, and then we had Magnus. As an assist trophy, who got removed, never came back. Little suspicious, right? Supposed to be Smash Ultimate, right? What happened to Magnus? Well, we ended up getting Phosphoro, right? The assist trophy. So I mean, they still have it. But Viridi. Okay, let's talk Viridi. Let's go moveset here. How could Viridi end up working in the game? Now Viridi, I don't know if I want to call it magic. Type of kind of maybe that's a good way to kind of envision the character. Magic sort of user. So for example, she could kind of summon a bunch of things from the Kid Icraus games. Now, what could she summon? A few things that pop into my head. First thing, I talked about this in her last matchup. There's like this. It's like a stag beetle, basically a beetle, and it's got like this really sharp. Is it a horn or something? Basically something in it. for like a forward smash. She would like kind of thrust her hand forward, but like the stag beetle horn would come out of her hand, so could have pretty decent range for a forward smash. You know, just catch it on the tip of the beetle horn, and you know that would be your critical hit. That's where you want to aim. So you got that. Other things, kind of summoning things from the ground. I kind of like this idea. A few things. There's, I believe it's called the hug worm. It's a worm. Basically, you could summon this little worm that would pop up from the ground, and then it would kind of like constrict the person. So it's like, I think a good way to kind of put this is, it's a character that has a lot of traps at her disposal for a moveset. So like, maybe you plant this seed, right? And this worm pops up. And if the opponent ends up stepping on it, so kind of like Snake's C4 to an extent. It's going to be really tiny. You got to really pay attention to where it might be. Maybe she can only have one of these traps out at a time, right? So basically you plant like this. This worm pops out of the ground, wraps around the player, and maybe they just can't move for a couple seconds, and then she can kind of combo into it. So you got to be wise and smart about where you're placing all these things. Other things, she's got like a water spout or water sprout. Basically, same thing. Plant a seed into the ground, and you know, you step on it, and maybe it just kind of pushes you up. I don't know if it would do damage. I would have to assume it should do damage, but do a little bit of damage and have like really high knockback, potentially, depending on your damage. But that could be fun. Another thing that comes to mind, she's got like this electric current kind of thing. Can't give you the name of it, but basically think of it like you get stuck in this electric field, but you cannot move. So it's if you use the attack, the opponent is kind of stuck in this little, we'll call it a little box for example. But the opponent cannot get out of the attack unless you get launched out of it. So somebody hits a forward smash, then you'll go flying. But if you're stuck in the box, you're not able to run back and forth. You're not able to jump, but you could attack. I think that should be fair. If you're going to be stuck in one spot for a few seconds, you should be able to attack. So it's kind of like Viridi is able to set up things. So trap your opponent, maybe go plant a seed somewhere, just kind of like a trap-based user. You know, yeah, activated my trap card sort of deal. That'd be kind of fun. It's just a couple things that I've thought of for Viridi, how maybe she could work. Maybe some people won't agree with that. But overall, I think character-wise, I think there's some good potential there. For this matchup, she's never been anybody I've been really too high on for seeing in Smash Bros. As a playable character, so I don't think I can vote for her, especially since her opponent happens to be Tails. Tails, like I said, going back to the Smash Melee days with the April Fool's joke, that was the first time I really was like, I want characters that are not from Nintendo in this game as well. So Tails absolutely has my vote in this one. We'll see how he ends up doing. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. So let me know who you guys got down in the comments. Tails, Viridi, or both are all good options. Sneak peek for tomorrow. Where are we going for results? Tomorrow's results, it should be a fun one because this matchup happened right as like the Paper Mario Origami King. That was pretty much right that got announced. Paper Mario's matchup happened. So we'll see how he does. Paper Mario's taking on Gardevoir from Pokemon. But yeah, that's the results for tomorrow. And then the matchup for tomorrow, I think it was a good one, wasn't it? Yes, I think it's a good one. We got Captain Toad from, Treasure Tracker taking on Leon Kennedy. I think the only Resident Evil character in this tournament. I'd have to double check. There might be two. Anyway, Leon Kennedy, Resident Evil taking on Captain Toad. That's tomorrow. Today's wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.